Moving on, India on Thursday responded to Chinese allegations of its airspace violation by an Indian drone, saying the unmanned aerial vehicle crossed the line of actual control after it lost contact with ground control. Here's a report. Take a look.
China wants peaceful coexistence with India. China does not want any conflict with India. China and India can grow together and make the world a prosperous place. China and India are poised to lead the world. We often hear such statements coming from Beijing, especially when China is up to something. These statements are warnings, and India should be alert. Because China never ceases to criticize India when given an opportunity. And this time it has issued a statement suggesting that India is harming peace in the border areas.
Recently, an Indian drone intruded into China's airspace and has crashed in the Sikkim sections of China-India boundary. Chinese border troops identified and verified the aircraft with professional and responsible attitude. It should be pointed out that the Sikkim section of China-India border is delimited. The Chinese side along the border is China's territory. The relevant action by India infringes China's sovereignty and harms peace and stability in the border area. China is dissatisfied with that and has made a complaint with India over the incident. We urge India to immediately stop flying its aircrafts to the Chinese border and work with China to jointly maintain peace and tranquility in the border area.
The Chinese spokesperson was referring to an incident involving an Indian unmanned aerial vehicle. It's not that the Indian drone was on some spying mission. The drone was on a regular training mission. In fact, India had alerted the Chinese that contact with the drone had been lost. No friendship is without its share of problems, but friends don't threaten each other over minor incidents. And China's aggressive rhetoric over a small incident betrays its diabolical intentions. Bureau Report, WION.
Joining us on the broadcast, Surya Gangadhara, our senior editor. Surya, thank you very much for joining us. Indian troops say they lost control of the drone, and they told Chinese soldier that they lost control of the drone. The Chinese government is saying something else. Is this border politics as usual between India and China?
Well, I think first of all it's perfectly legitimate for a country like India, or for that matter any country, to use drones for its own security purposes. And to the extent that the drone was on a surveillance mission or a training mission or whatever, it is perfectly legitimate. What happened was an accident, and the drone appears to have strayed across the line of actual control and crashed perhaps somewhere in the Chumbi Valley. So we'll have to wait and see if the Chinese returned it. Now, of course, the Chinese will use this as leverage to make their own case against India, and they will say that India is spying on them. So this is something China also does, India also does. So frankly, this is something that happens along the border, nothing to get too worked up about.